What's good, my faders? It's your boy Fade. Now, before I start this VGV, I've decided to switch it up a little, and rather than just focus on the negatives, I've decided to go with a more balanced review of the game as a whole. So, with this change, I hope you guys like it, and if so, let me know what you think. Alright, so let's get back on topic. Today's VGV is about Neon Chrome, which is developed by 10 Tons Limited Games. Alright, let's get into it. Neon Chrome is described as a ruthless top-down cyberpunk shooter with roguelike elements. As with roguelikes, we all know death comes with that. However frustrating, it is actually a positive aspect. You know, you die very easily in these type of games, but the trade-off is usually you get to keep all that you've earned in that life. Now, in regards to Neon Chrome, what you get to keep is the credits that you earned from that life. I also like how they utilize the death aspect because it reminds me a little bit of the Matrix. Rather than you being Neo, you're a hacker who connects into the system and you control other humans called assets, to which you then use to go through the superstructure, the Neon Corp arcology, to work your way up to the top to overthrow the corrupted overlord of Neon Corp. Now, I usually don't really care too much about stories in roguelikes. I usually just play them more so for the gameplay and to see just how far I can get in that single life. So, with all of that said, let's start with the issues first, as it's usually tradition. First up, health. Health in this game, due to procedurally generated rooms, can be quite scarce, especially if you happen to get what I call a hardcore generation, which means that the maps that you are given for those floors don't have any health bots on them. Also, even when you do happen to find them, they usually only give you 1 to 2 bars of your health back, whereas the enemies take quite a bit. So, moving on to number 2. Boss rooms. Say you make it to that boss room, usually around floor 4 or 5 in most cases. The boss fight is intense. You defeat the boss. Usually you get some loot to claim at the end, right? Yeah, well, sadly, there are times that Neon Chrome's room generation locks the goodies behind a wall that can only be destroyed by the boss, whether it be through their weaponry or usually through their death explosion. I kind of wish that that was told to you prior to you eliminating the boss. Number 3, dumb AI. Now, the AI in the game for enemies as a whole is really well. I mean, they do at times make their dumb decisions, which makes it enjoyable for the player because there's no difficulty setting, so them being a little dumb helps you out. But the AI I'm talking about, as far as the epitome of dumb AI, would be that of the hacker's drone. I mean, the AI on this drone is irritating. I mean, the thing is supposed to be an assistant, yet it's more of an hindrance and really annoying to have around. I mean, it has poor player tracking. I mean, there's been times I've walked around a corner and it gets stuck bumping into the wall. It usually gets hit more than the enemy than it should when it should be attacking. And a lot of the times it tends to float right into the explosion radius of most explosives, whether that be the canisters you destroy or an enemy's grenade. This needs a fix badly. 4. Speaking of explosions, you know, sometimes when you run into the room in some games, you know, there's explosives there, you're outnumbered, and it's like, oh, what do? Well, you shoot the explosives, of course. That way it gets rid of the enemies and saves your bullets, time, and health. Yeah, sadly, in Neon Chrome, the explosives tend to take a bit of time to trigger their explosion, And by that time, the AI has already moved out of the way, which therefore results in you having to use your bullets. Thank God there's unlimited bullets, but yeah, hopefully they can shorten the timer, maybe in a patch. I mean, that would be nice. Now, for the last issue, co-op. Now, I love co-op games. I know it's weird that I'm saying that co-op is an issue, but I hate when co-op is one-faceted. And in Neon Chrome's case, co-op is strictly local. This sucks because I don't have many friends who want to sit in my spacious basement and play a fun co-op game with me. They'd rather do it online, via Xbox Live, in their own spacious basement, and we can yell at each other. I really need some new friends. But hopefully, seriously, they might be able to throw that in later on to throw an online component in there. Even if it's like lobby based or drop in and out, that'd be really cool. So, now that we've gotten the dreadful negatives out the way, let's move on to those good things. First up on the positives would be the co-op. Though I just said that it sucks that it's a local only co-op game, that's a good thing for those of you who have friends who, come over, like to play games, and you kind of want something where you're not just usually beating up each other or killing each other, and it's, something that you can do outside of like, Diablo. It's a fun couch game to play with your friends. But as a tip, explosives do damage everyone, so you control your friends. Secondly, roles. Neon Sky has it that your assets can have one of 5 roles randomly placed upon them. You can either be an assassin, a corporate soldier, a cyber psycho, a hacker, or the techie. Now, perks. Each role has their own unique perk, such as the assassin can hide in shadows, the corporate soldier has a riot shield to reduce frontal damage, the cyber psycho can have more augments placed on them, the hacker has the dumb drone, but can also access special crates and rooms that nobody else can access, and the techie gets a regenerating shield. Now, these perks allow you to engage in clear rooms differently compared to others. So with some roles you can be more aggressive because of their perk, and others you have to be more tactical. But with the random generation, you don't really know what you're going to get, which adds to the fun. And finally, names. Each asset actually has a name, which gives the assets more of a realistic grounding in the world of Neon Chrome, and is better than just being named asset number 1, 2, etc., etc. This, in a sense, I think the developers did to kind of give you that connection to the character, so therefore when you mess up, and Brian Flatline or Malik Tronston, which are 2 characters I've actually had named, dies, you kind of feel the weight of losing that asset, and being that there's a roguelike, when that character dies, they're gone forever. So, as a whole, I have to say, Neon Chrome is a blast to play, whether it's solo, which is what I usually do, like I said, need new friends, or, for those lucky, with friends. I would say if you want a fun party game, or you just enjoy roguelikes, give it a shot. If you're kind of skeptical on the fence about it, thankfully, 10 Tons has a trial for this game. Though you can only play it solo, you still are able to get a taste of the world and see if you actually want to get it to play with friends or just decide not to touch it at all. So overall, I would give Neon Chrome a solid 3.5 out of 5. Of course, like I said, my biggest issues is, the health could be a little more accessible, fixing the drone AI, and really, the explosions. I mean, the co-op part is not a really big deal for me, but it's still something I figured needed to be pointed out. So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to give it a like, as it does help my channel grow. Also, if you have any questions about the game that I have not stated, please leave a comment down below and we can talk about it. And with that said, this is your boy Fate. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.